All right. So the first of the two choices for today is, well, I say first of the two, but we have 4 prompts within the Orvara activity. You could also choose your own system or your own data to fit. So go through any one of those that you would like. I would like to say just a couple of things about them, and they're on here. So I'll repeat what's on the slide for emphasis, I suppose, though you can probably read it as well as I can say it. Just remember, the 2 things to keep in mind are the things that I tried to harp on yesterday. First question, is my fit converged? Look at your diagnostic plots. Try to convince yourself as best you can that your fit is converged. And then the second question, which is going to be relevant for several of these, what, if anything, does it mean? Can I trust the posteriors? And if not, why not? So for the session yesterday, all of your results, I think, had basically the exact same thing done in a published paper. You could look, see that it checked out, and the sanity checks, the chi-squared values, everything kind of checked out okay. That won't always be the case for these sources. It'll be more subtle in some places, and there aren't published solutions for you to refer to. So it is a bit more open-ended, and it's through exactly these kinds of things that you could get the germ for an idea for an actual paper, a research note that you could write yourself. So go run with this, see what you come up with, and then you could apply the same sorts of ideas to other systems to make progress on your own science. That's all I wanted to say about these examples. The helpers and I will go around, help you as best we can. Keep in mind that, again, these will have some aspects that might be more subtle than yesterday's. The other activity is fitting synthetic Gaia data. So this comes with a starter collab notebook. There'll be a bunch of fitting. That's the basic idea. You'll be doing a chi-squared fit. So if you have done chi-squared fits before, then that'll help a lot. If you haven't done chi-squared fits before, there is a PDF that I made with a brief guide on how to do so that hopefully is relatively painless. Cross our fingers. That PDF should be linked in the Slack channel. So if you would like to try this activity, I think it should be feasible, if a little challenging. And if you haven't done much least squares fitting before, I urge you to check out that PDF, because I don't want you to spending all of your time just fighting over least squares fitting. If you happen to be fluent in least squares fitting already, then some of these things can be sped up and made a bit more efficient by using linear least squares in certain places, which you can do basically with linear algebra operations. For this exercise, Alessandro Sozzetti, I think, can help. I can help, as can several of the other helpers. So we'll do the best we can. You can pick whichever one you want to work on, and hopefully you have some fun and learn some things. So hopefully that kept that to 5 minutes. I think that's all I wanted to say. If anybody is having difficulties accessing this Colab notebook or the CurveFit page or the data supporting the activities on the previous one, the Orvara activities, then that would be important to tell us so that we can fix the problem. So thank you.
So, yeah, we can give away a few minutes. You can decide which group you want to work in, what project. So maybe if you want to do his project 1, 2, 3 to 4. So just decide what you want to do and sit together. And we have some little sign-up sheets. We're going to pass them around so you can put your names in there. And the idea is that if you come up with some solutions, some interesting plots, to put them in a short presentation, upload it, and then tomorrow afternoon, we have 1.5 hours for you to share what you found. If you have any more questions and so on, that's tomorrow afternoon. So not high pressure, just a few slides, a few plots will be great. And we give you a few minutes, decide if you want to work in groups. You can work by yourself too. You have a question? Sorry? Yes, yeah, actually, yeah, I wanted to mention it too. If you're a remote attendee and you're doing this now live, you can partner with people here, sure, and also amongst yourself if you're remote. You can form groups as well. And yeah, you can, sorry, gather, yeah. Oh yeah, in Gather Space, we have a hands-on session lab where you can meet. And then you can also prepare a short presentation, and we might have room for 2, maybe 3, depends how many groups we have in here. So if you are available tomorrow afternoon when we have those group project presentations and you can attend and you're a remote group, you get a chance to present as well. And we might have room for 2 or 3 groups. So you would have to, and even here for the room and for the remote attendees, to have this short presentation, a few slides ready by tomorrow morning before we start.
Okay, so for planning purposes for tomorrow's agenda, we need to know how many groups we're going to have that want to present. So we have some sign up sheets. Tracy here has some sign up sheets. So and there are 4 projects listed on there. And so does everybody know what the options are in terms of which projects you can pick? Is there anybody who's confused about that? Because I know it's all been kind of, okay, there's at least one, okay, at least a few people that are confused about that. So can I have one of these?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not very explanatory. Why don't you explain what the
Well,
first
Tim has it
projects
too.
are?
Yeah, this is, yeah, what the PDF. There's a PDF that's also linked. I linked it again in the Slack channel, and it's also in the hands-on session
Is this
website.
Is the Slack channel here somewhere?
Slack, no, but we have the website.
Okay.
Yeah, the word like this is the same PDF that we used yesterday, where there was information where to find the Orvara tutorial, and there was some plots, and there's page 3 starts with part 2 Thursday, and it has those 4 different projects, and like in the sign up. Yes, I can do that. Yeah. We can just go to, yeah. Next slide.
All right, well, Elise is pulling up the website to show everybody. What would be easiest for us is once you see what the four projects are and you decide which one you're most interested in, if you, I don't know, I mean, I know everybody's like, people are plugged in and stuff like that, but if you could maybe leave your laptops where they are and move to, like, if you're interested in the first program, which we'll see, then maybe just go walk over to the top back corner of the room just for a moment to gather to see who else is also interested in that. And then maybe you can form groups there. And then, or if you're interested in the second project, go stand in the other back corner of the room, the third project down here, and the fourth project here, just so you can get a feel for
The 5th project, the synthetic Gaia data.
Okay. And the 5th project, synthetic Gaia data, I guess maybe just stand in the middle on one of the sets of stairs or something. But so if you wouldn't mind getting up, I know we just had lunch, we're probably the food coma setting in, but look at the projects, just take a couple minutes, look at the projects, and then try to move to one of the corners of the room, or, you know, or somewhere in the middle for the 5th project, just to see who else is interested in the same projects that you are, and so that we can kind of get some signups, so we know how many groups we have in the room that may want to present tomorrow, and then that will tell us how much room we have for the groups online, if there are any groups online that want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can be like here by the mic stand. Does that make sense? And if there are people online, you can put in Slack which group you're interested in, and maybe fellow remote attendees can group together. Or if you already know someone that's in the room that you want to partner with or group up with, then you could do that also.
So here is the starter notebook for, thank you. Here is the starter notebook for the activity on fitting synthetic Gaia data. Here is a starter PDF. If you have not used least squares fitting before, CurveFit does actually nonlinear least squares. It's flexible enough to do about 90% of the fitting that actually all the fitting that you need to do for this. So it at least takes that headache away. And then there are these 4 Orvara based activities. So If anybody's having trouble finding these, we should make sure that the links go out in multiple times, multiple places within the Slack channel. So are we then, yeah, are we asking people to move around? Okay. Or just roll a dice, 5-sided dice, right?
All right, if you've had a chance to look at these and decide which project you think interests you the most, remember we got 1 over here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the middle somewhere. You don't have to move all your stuff yet. You can just stand up and go stand there and then decide where you want to sit together. All right, we got a couple people moving. Come on, folks. Even if you don't join a group, it would be good to know what people are doing. Just because you move to a part of the room does not mean that you have to speak in front of people tomorrow. That is not a requirement. We want everybody to do this at a level that you're comfortable with. But if you do want to get experience, presenting something to a group of your peers, this is a really great low pressure way to do it. That's 5. Yeah, they can just write on there. This is 4. 4 is here. 3 is there. 1 is in the back. 2 is, sorry, back. Yeah, whatever. My left. Yes, project 4 is over here. Mhm. And there can be more than one group that works on a given project. It's not like there's only 4 groups or 5 groups. Is that Anthony's stuff? Oh, that's Alessandra's. Okay. All right. He is. Yeah, no, he moved. All right, so some people moved and some people didn't. That's fine. They can just write it in. Yeah. Right. Oh, that's why I was saying you can tell them. Yeah, probably. So they can. Sure. Your 5 can be like right there. Okay. Okay, we may have to go help people here. Okay, why don't we have a 4 and a 5. So what about all of those people? One and 3 don't seem very populated.
As long as people found something within the list that they're happy to do. How would we put them in front of the video?
Yeah, I know. That's what we all do. Yeah. Okay. So take five, that's the start of step 0, right?
Yeah, and so they'll need to modify it for these things, but if they were able to get it working yesterday, then I think that the technical issues shouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Technical issues.
This is
for the-
on,
oh,
so
okay.
I'll just leave it there. Or we can turn it off.
That's fine.
Okay.
Technical issues for this collab notebook, I think should be zero. Everything
Okay.
should just work.
If you filled out your group sheet, you can hold it up and we'll come get it for you or from you. Okay. So do we have all the sheets back?
One person join this group if they're doing the same project.
Yeah, or they're not gonna get old, yeah.
It's not really.
Yeah.
I don't think we should force them to.
No, we don't have to. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Good.
Oh, we have one. Yeah.
Usually it's 2 hours, but then 6 chats out of 2 hours.
For the online Skype, people, are they grouping up? Or doing like a Skype? Yeah. Yeah. Have this.